Good morning, buenos dias. How are you guys doing? Good morning, be well, hello. The time's getting closer for us to meet. Good morning. Oh my God, I got myself tied up in cleaning shrimp this morning. Didn't realize, I guess I forgot how long it takes to get rid of the poop lines. Ew. I get grossed out every time I do it. And I don't like to buy frozen shrimp, so I don't know. Why Smith, good morning. Oh, goodness. It's been a busy, busy day, busy week. Okay, where's my top? It's been a busy week. How about you guys? How's your week been? We have so much going on here in Panama between going to the beach and Christmas this here, party here. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Oh, there it is. Okay, good to see you guys. Carol, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day in Panama City. It's probably in the 80s again this morning. You know, you wake up 7 o'clock and the sun's blazing and you're like, oh, I wish my bedroom was in the back somewhere. But oh well. It hasn't rained in a few days, so I guess we're out of the rainy season. Yay! But I don't really want it to get really, you know, dry, because then we run into the other problem. Panama has had a lot of rain this year. And on the west side of the country, in Boquete area, they had floodings. Bridges collapsing, little small mudslides, and because like I said, I told you guys that I am good, thanks, that most of our food is grown in that area. So when it rains a lot, it affects production and availability of certain food. I do need a moderator. You need to go to bed. What the hell is that? Good evening. So somebody must be somewhere in Europe. It is not a spiritual topic. Just click off, please. All right. So today, I thought we could talk. If you have questions about Panama, a lot of people, you know, creators are doing lives answering questions about Panama, but I think so many people are doing it. I don't want to do a live just for that. I'm saying if you have a specific question about moving, if it's 12 o'clock at night for you, then go to bed. Yes, I understand that. You can watch this in the future. It's okay. But right now it's 10 o'clock where I am, and it's 10 o'clock Eastern time in the US. So it's still daylight for us. So yeah, whenever you know, we have the rainy season, it does affect production. And Panama, starting in November, it's just holidays. The whole of November was a patriotic month, which is when they celebrated the independence from Colombia, or separation, somebody corrected me, separation from Colombia and independence from Spain. So we have 2 independence days. And then it's like patria. It's all about the country and the pride that they have for their country. So lots of parades and feasts, and whenever, like most of us, it's not just Panamanian, we get together, we eat, right? So, and if you know anything about Panamanian food, and I'm gonna give you guys an education in the next few weeks, rice, beans, especially pigeon peas that they call guandu, and lentejas, lentil. They use lentils here. And then meat. Chicken is the most abundant meat. They do have some beef, not so much pork, even though they do they fry the pork belly and they call it chicharron, but it's not particular to Panama because when I was in Peru, they have restaurants, all they serve is chicharron. Chicharroneria, they call it. Every time you say ria after a word, that means that's where they make something or serve something, you know, like panaderia. Pan is bread, that means it's a bakery. Panaderia. Lavanderia, which is where they do you wash your clothes. It could be a dry cleaner. So, and then what else do they eat here? A lot of corn products. So tamales are big. And empanadas are huge, but empanadas are all over South and Latin America. My first empanada was in Chile that I tasted it, and it was so good. Hello, Robin from Virginia. India. Okay. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Missed you. Happy holidays. Oh, Greta, I missed you, girl. You were in here last week. Thank you so much. I was trying to tell the folks that in Panama, we start celebrating from November to February. After the whole month of November, we're still celebrating. And then now you have Christmas. The whole month of Christmas, they call it La Navideña. That means the Christmas season. That means everything happens around. It's not just that one day. And then I think you have a little break in January, and then Carnival starts. Now, I'm not sure exactly when Carnival starts, but that's another whole episode. So that means we celebrating for like 4 months, right? You know, fireworks, parties, and all kinds of stuff going on. And then comida, we eat. So now, next week, I thought for the live, I would cook some of the things that they eat here in Panama. And then it's going to be arroz con guandú, which means rice with that pigeon peas. But not the canned stuff that you buy, you know, in the States. I found one can. And I think I used to buy that a lot. See, guandú, not grandules. Grandules is another name that we use for peas and beans, but it's guandú. But they don't eat that. It's the fresh one. And it's a little bit pricey. I talked about that it was about $8.50 a pound in that big farmer's market. And then you go in the store, it could be $6. So they eat a lot of that. And then with coconut milk, which I'm all for that. Then the meat that is king during the Navideña, which is the Christmas season, is ham. So the government, which is something I think is really great, they're setting up some centers in each community where the government is selling some of the stuff that people are going to cook for the holidays at cheap prices. So they get like 25 pounds of rice, they get a big leg of lamb, pork, a ham. They give them guandú, and then they buy, they have a bread. I'm going to try to make that bread this week myself. Rosca. Rosca is the round bread, and then you can, inside you could put, they have some candied fruit, or you can put raisin pasas, they call raisins, and then when it's done, you put sliced almond on it. And it is good. You know, bread is one of my weaknesses. I've been really good, you guys. I haven't had a croissant in about 2 or 3 months. And that's why I think my body is feeling a little bit better, because I had to get back to the drawing board after Lima, Peru, because I had beef. I had so many potatoes, which is like, I had to come back to myself. So arroz with guandú. They also make a potato salad that they call ensalada de papas de fiesta. That means holiday salad. It's a potato salad like you would make, with the eggs and the mayo. I use mayo, but I guess we're gonna have to use it with mayonnaise. And then they cook beets. Now, where I come from in Haiti, we also do the red potato salad for every event, but we call it a Russian salad, and I think they call it from Rusa as well. So they have that, and they have the meat. Now, ham, a lot of them would, they get the ham, like usually I can't eat ham. It's too salty for me, and I don't care for pork like that. But they do cook it like we would in the US. They would slice it, or some of them would put the cloves, you do the markings, and then they do that mix of pineapple and orange marmalade, and they're really good, and then they pour it over it and bake it just like we would. But some people, I found out this week, are doing the fresh leg of the pork, and they cook that too. So you can have jamon, if you see, that's the ham, or la pierna. Pierna means the leg. So they'll cook some of that. What else do they cook? Now, if you're lucky, you'll see a little green, but we're not so much into greens here. But they have lots of different drinks, not tamales. Yeah, they'll have tamales. Tamales are present at every holiday. I don't really relish the thought of making tamales because you got to grind the corn and you got to cook the corn, and they put chicken in it, and I'm not into chicken either these days. I guess you could do veggies, tamales, and then they wrap it in this banana leaves and tie it and boil it. Too much work. I don't want to work that hard. So I can go somewhere, but they also sell them frozen. You can go to the store, buy it, and then I guess you would boil it, and yeah, but the drinks, they do saril, they call it, which is the hibiscus flower. If you guys are Jamaican, you've seen hibiscus flower, but it's dry. I bought a bag from the US, and I still have a little bit of it that I use to make tea. And someone said, I read somewhere that it's good for high blood pressure, and I do have a touch of high blood pressure, but I don't drink it regularly. But I found some here in Panama. I found a store where I can buy a bag. But Panamanians, because of the Jamaican influence, if you remember that when the canal was being built, they had to recruit people from the Caribbean to come and do this hard work. So they recruited Jamaican people from Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago, and other places, and in addition to people from Asia, some Indian and Chinese. And what happens after the canal was built, some of these people stayed, and that's why you have a fusion in the food here, and you have a fusion of culture, which is lovely. That's one of the things, those are some of the things that make Panama special, because it's a fusion. No one can claim this is just my country. Everybody is in it together. So you have Spanish influence, indigenous, the real natives, and then you have people from Jamaica, in Colon, a lot from Jamaica, in Bocas del Toro, a lot from Barbados and other islands. So all these influences are, I love roast beef beets. All those influences are reflected in the food. So saril is the fresh hibiscus flower. So now if you go anywhere, like I went to Mercado the other day, they were selling them by the bags. So they're like pretty pink. Maybe I'll get some and show you next week. And you take there's a core, you take it off, you rinse it, you boil it with canela, cinnamon, some people put cloves. I would put like some orange peel in there. I made some last year. And then you boil it, and then you strain it, you get rid of all the, and then you have to put, my only beef is like you gotta put a lot of sugar to season it. But that's one of the drinks that they use for holidays. So if you in Panama on Christmas Day or during the Christmas time, you're gonna have flor de saril. So that's a drink. Then they do ponche. Is it the one that's like eggnog? See, they have one that they use, they do the milk and then they put the eggs in there like eggnog. I want you to know, I have not tasted eggnog. I just don't like egg that way. I'm sorry if you love eggnog. So I don't think that's going to be something that I would make. I would serve it to people, but I wouldn't drink it. But, and then they do another drink that they see that they're selling in bottle, like you would see from Puerto Rico. They call it, not pisco. What do they call that? Coquito. Coquito from Puerto Rico but it's got alcohol in it, rum. We in my country make something we call cremas, but we use a lot of coconut milk, and then you put the sugar and the cinnamon, and then you put rum in it. Oh, yes. I like that. But it's just so sweet. As I get older, I could still taste a little bit. But I had a girlfriend who had specialized in making those, and I'm sure you can buy those on Amazon. And they have other cocktail. There is a drink they call, I forgot what the name is, but it reminds me of sangria. They put the red wine and they put some like 7-Up type drink, and then they cut up apples and strawberries, and then they mix it. Sounds like sangria, right? So they have lots of drinks that are used around the holidays. So there's a lot going on. So today is a Christmas parade here in Panama City. It starts at 2 o'clock, which is way too hot for me. I'm going to try to catch a little bit of it later on. Oh, you're welcome, Jewel. I know it was a heavy topic, and people are like, why are you always so morbid? I'm not morbid. I'm like, it can happen to anybody at any time, and you all know that. So, but that's one of the decisions that I made when I decided I don't want to die in the U.S. I don't want to end up in a nursing home in the U.S. So I have to actively try to make decisions as alternatives. Okay, so if you have any questions, please, coconut bread is best. Okay, I love coconuts. And here, coconut is everywhere. Another thing, in addition to buying the dry coconut in the store and you break it, you get the water and you use the pulp, they have fresh coconuts. Around where I live, it's like outside every metro station, there is a stand, like a little cart with fresh coconut. They cut it. People would stick a straw and drink it, or they'll flip it, put it in a cup. If you say, I want the pulp, they'll strip the pulp, put it in there, put it in a cup for you, put it in a bag, and you can take it home. $3. I'm like, oh, fresh coconut for the whole 16-ounce pitcher. So today, I thought I would do something real simple. So like I say, write your questions, because this is going to be really fast today, and I promise. I know every time I say that, it's not fast, but it will. Coconut. Yeah, I love coconut. Hey, I'm Caribbean. Of course, we had trees that our kids would climb up and drop the coconut, just like avocado, oranges. We had this stuff in our yard, right? Coconut is good for you. Coconut oil is very expensive because it takes a lot of coconut to make the oil, but it is so good for you. I like to put it in my hair and my scalp. Thank you so much, Greta. Yes. All right, guys. So I have a friend coming to, you know what? I think I need to turn the other AC on. Hang on. I'm hot. Remember, in Panama, a lot of places don't have central AC, okay? You have individual units in the room, so they each have their little remote, and you have to go and turn each one on. My unit has a single unit in each of the bedrooms. I have 2 bedrooms, and it had a central unit, kitchen, living room. But something happened, and I think the guy did fix it. And my AC, my utility bill was running around $100 with the jubilator discount, which is 25% off if you have that EC jeweler. And when it wasn't working, I started using the individual units, and my utility bills cut in half. My last bill was $45. Just because I'm not one that would keep the AC unit running all the time. If I'm in a room, yes. But if I'm not, if I'm going out, everything turns off. Kaylee and Jordan. No, because I don't live in Boquete. I'm sorry. I've been to Boquete. I've visited a couple of times, but I'm a city girl. I prefer to stay in the city. Okay, so what I thought we would do today, really fast, I thought I would do a simple, morning, Keisha, a simple pasta salad, right? Now, in Panama, you do have access to the Barilla and all these other pastas. But I have come in touch with this little chow mein, lo mein type of pasta, and I don't know, I like it. They're like egg pasta, so I'm gonna use that. But then I realized my friend is gluten sensitive, so I can't give her the pasta. So I'm going to make a quinoa salad. I have some red and I have some black. So I'm gonna mix them, make a little quinoa salad. But the base of the salad is gonna have peppers, and I also have some Brussels sprout that I need to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and roast these while I'm making the salad, and then we're gonna toss it in her salad, and then I'll have some left over for me. But I don't want her to get sick, so that's what we're gonna do. But what took me some time today was cleaning the shrimp. Now, why did I buy the shrimp with the head and the whiskers? I have no idea. But it took a while for me to get rid of the whiskers and also clean out the poop. I hope you guys know, when you are getting shrimp, you have to go inside here and actually remove that little black. That's the poop line. You don't want to eat poop, okay? So you need to get a knife with a really pointed end and pull it. And then you also have another one on the back. So after you do the front here, the belly, you have to go inside here. And in the back, there's another thicker line. You know, there is a restaurant in Orlando, and I'm gonna go home next month. And I used to go there after church on Sundays. They made the best fried shrimp, seriously. And that's all I would have. They would say, "Would you want macaroni and cheese?" I'm like, "No, nada más." Oh, well, I wasn't speaking Spanish then. I'm like, "No, nothing else, just a shrimp." It was so good. That breading mix that they make, it's a secret, but it is so good. I was trying to get my hand on it, but I don't fry anything anymore. But I'm trying to think, like, did they clean out the poop line when they that shrimp? I doubt it. Okay, so let me turn the and another thing, I tried to clean my stove, and I had some, food that had dropped in there trying to clean it, wouldn't come off, and I'm like, where is my easy off? So I went to Reba Smith thinking that I would find the easy off. I didn't find it there, but I found it somewhere. I think at Ray, but it was different. It wasn't the spray, and it came with a little brush, and I put it in there. Didn't work. So I'm gonna have to add it to my list when I go home. There are so many things you can't find here that are exactly what you're used to. Some of it, you get used to it, you make do, but it's not the same. Like my chef knife, not the same. So I get to go home. So Brussels sprouts, I love to cook Brussels sprouts. I cut them in half, and they cook really fast. So like I usually do, I'm gonna toss them in a little bit of herb oil and just add it to her salad. So write down your questions, you guys. There was a lady who sent me a message. You know, I get a lot of messages from people, and I'm always worried that I'm going to forget to respond. And if you sent me a message, I didn't respond, I apologize. It's not because I don't have a secretary. So I do my own replies, and if I forget to respond to you, please ask me again. Show me some grace. I don't mean to be rude. But anyway, she had asked me before if I thought, she may be listening, I don't know, that she could live here in the city on a certain amount of money. And knowing what I know, I said, it might be tight, right? Because my feeling is, as we are older, we want to live a little bit comfortably, right? We don't want to be scratching pennies and watching here and there. You need to have a little bit of leg room so you can go eat every once in a while. I'm the most frugal person, right? I'm not out there in those streets spending money all the time. But at the same time, I don't want to have to worry about everything, right? You're in Panama, you don't need a bunch of clothes because the weather is such that you're wearing almost the same kind of clothes all the time, right? So there is no need for you to spend a lot of money on clothing. And then you go to Conway and Teton, you're getting stuff for $2.99. All right, so we are going to put these and I went to the store. I was looking for like some olive oil Pam spray kind of thing, and they were like $5.99 or something. And being the cheap person that I am, I'm like, I'm not paying that. So I said, I'll just use a little bit of olive oil. I'm really cheap that way. I don't like to spend money. All right, so let's season these Brussels sprouts. A little bit of olive oil. Oh, and I gotta tell you guys about this. I found this in the store yesterday. I'm so excited, and I'm gonna see if it works to replace grits that we can't find here easily. A friend of mine went home and brought me a little box, and I have it on my list to get. My list is getting longer and longer. So a lot of us, when we go home with an empty suitcase. And then when we come back, you know, hair product, hair, you know, for braids, anything else that you can't find here. Or if you find it, it's not quite the same. It is not. I bought a garlic presser. No bueno. So I had to throw it away. And people tell you to buy, if you're going to use a regular can opener, buy a very nice one and bring it with you because. All right, and we're gonna put some herbs. Oh, I got some romero yesterday. Rosemary. Oh, I love this thing. I put rosemary in almost everything now. But it's pungent. Remember, you don't need a whole lot. You don't want to overpower your dish. I couldn't find thyme yesterday. Thyme here is like cilantro, hit or miss. You can find it one day and the next day you can find it. I found cilantro yesterday, but I couldn't find time. And you're not Caribbean if you don't have time in your kitchen. All right. Okay. The good thing is that they have some little bags of dried herbs that you can buy, like oregano, fine herbs. I always put that in there in my mix. And cilantro. I don't think I've shown you guys cilantro. I'm going to get some next week and show you. We use that a lot here. And if you don't have cilantro, I don't have a problem using that. I guess I could find thyme as well, dry. Because if you are doing a mix, it's probably, you can use the dry one. All right. So that's gonna take like 15 minutes to cook. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. So I'm gonna turn them to the side, to the top. I'm gonna have them top up because the bottom is going to caramelize. So then I don't have to turn them over. Okay? In it goes. All right, then we're going to, I'm a little bit late today. I did not chop my veggies first. Good morning, Claude. Good to see you. Cooking early? No, we're not early, but at the same time, you should plant some time. You know what? I know, this lady said yes. I met this lady this week and I was saying, I can't find cilantro. She's like, why don't you grow some cilantro? I have a black thumb, you guys. I don't know. Will it die? But I'll give it a try. I'll do cilantro and thyme. You know, at my house in Florida, the only thing I was able to grow are pineapple, believe it or not, because I eat a lot of pineapple. Like here, I can get a pineapple like this for $1, or I can buy 2 small ones for $1. So the 50-cent one, I can eat one once a day. And then they say it's really good and cleansing, so I'm like, sold. But I would cut the top of the pineapple. I had like 2 plots I have a courtyard and then the yard. The one that's underneath the screen is like 2 plots. And I used to have a spa in my yard. I got rid of it because I was like, it's too much trouble. So I filled it with water, with dirt. And then I cut off the head of the pineapple and I'd stick it in the ground. That's the only thing that would grow. Everything else I would try to grow, they would die. So by the time, and then in a year, they would grow little pineapple. They had to be a little small, but they were so good. So I think right now I have like 10 of those things in my yard. So I'm gonna go back and see if the tenant kept them, if they didn't kill them. But that's the only thing I could grow because I say I have a black thumb. All right, so let's cook the shrimp and we're gonna put it to the side. And then I'm gonna chop the veggies because like I say, it's gonna take no time. In the meantime, I could cook the quinoa because I want it to be separated from everything else so I don't, cross-contaminate. And it's not gonna be a lot because I don't want a lot of, actually, I love quinoa. Let's do a little bit more. Oh, I love quinoa. When I went to Peru, I told you I tried to bring some. And the gentleman at the airport saying, do you have grains in there? I said, yeah, I got some quinoa. He said, no, don't bring any grains. I'm like, it's not fresh. But then this lady friend said, well, you could have a bug in there. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think of that. But he let me pass. He said, next time, don't bring any You know I have to go back to Peru. I have to go for that food. I have to go. I have to return and have some of that, some of that soup, that green soup. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so good. And then they were doing it right at the restaurant. They had like an open kitchen, and I was like, whoa. Because I know what it takes to create good broth, you know, to make soup. All right, I wanted to show you this. I was at El Rey, one of the stores here. This is where I shop, okay? When I first came to Panama last year, my first foray into a food store was Super 99, which is one of the largest and well-known food chains here. But I did not care for the quality so much. It reminded me of a Super Walmart in terms of quality. And I was like, okay. So it was like walking distance. So I would go there, but I wouldn't buy everything there. But then I found Ray. To me, Ray is like a Publix. If you're from the south of the United States, you know, Publix is a little bit of a higher end, but not like what's that place where people go and you pay a lot of money? Whole Foods, right? It's not like Whole Foods or what's the other one also? Anyway, you know, my brain. But so I've been shopping at Ray, and I've looked Reba Smith, and I can't find grits. Not that I am a grits person, but if I'm cooking something for you guys, I'd like to have it. But so my friend bought me a little box of the grits, Jim Dandy. Oh, I opened it upside down. So I already used it a little bit with egg. I like grits with eggs. But yesterday, so here in Panama, we can't find grits, so we like, okay, polenta maybe. But polenta is yellow. It's like cornmeal, so it's not quite like grits. But this one says Masa Express Blanco. That means it's white. I have not opened it, and I am going to try to cook it and see. But you know what I'm thinking? It could be really, really fine. And you know, grits are not that fine, so it needs to be a little grainy. So I don't know. But I feel like you gotta try things. You gotta try and see if it's an alternative, because that's what I said, you know, you have to adjust. Oh, it's too fine. Oh, that's too bad. Look at that. It's powdery. It's not gonna work. So please, thank you. Hit the like button. So it's too thin. So that's not gonna, it's like gonna to make porridge. And of course, everything that is super fine or white, that means they've stripped all the coating out of it, and it's not that healthy. So no bueno. I was hopeful, but no. All right. So we're gonna get our I'm not putting any coconut milk in the quinoa. Okay. I'm gonna put some red. Oh, it's gonna be nice with the black one. And they have the multicolored quinoa. I didn't buy that when I was in Peru. I was trying to think of what I could bring with me, because I only travel with the backpack, so I could only bring a little bit without stressing myself. Yeah. Okay. Un poquito más. All right, guys. Like I said, have your questions ready. What did you do with your furniture and other stuff? Sold every single one of them. I started with my kitchen, my island. I had an island that was portable. My living room furniture. Oh, and I sold my patio furniture first. Oh my God, I had such a beautiful set. You know, shades and everything. Sold that. And Facebook Marketplace was the best place to find, not Craigslist. You know, I feel like Craigslist is like junky stuff, so I didn't use Craigslist, but Facebook Marketplace. And the last one to sell, to go, was my big king size California bed. And then when that thing sold so fast, for the last few weeks, I was sleeping on, I don't want to say an inflatable thing in my closet because I had sold my bed. That's how fast it went. Yeah, I think when that went, that was really, and then my clothes became the problem. It's like, what do you do with all the suits and everything I used to own? Finally, I just took them to Goodwill. I made multiple trips to Goodwill, and every time I went there, the guys were like, "You back again?" I'm like, "Yep, got more stuff, paintings, pots and pans." And first of all, I had my friends come. I'm like, "Come and take whatever you want." I'm a cook, so dishes, things for the holidays, turkey platters, all these things. Oh my God! And I still had stuff for my restaurant in my garage. You know, like sterners and trays and all kinds of stuff. So my cousin had a guy who she knew had a restaurant, and then he came and looked. I said, "How much you give me for all this?" And then he just took everything out of my garage. And I even had those shelvings too, and those things were expensive. So yeah, I did not bring anything. I did not want to have to bring anything. Because in my mind, if you watch my video, I'm here, this is my last stop. I don't want to be encumbered with a bunch of stuff. And I did not feel that I needed to recreate my space at home. Some people feel that they need to have the same thing they had in their home in the US here. I personally did not feel like that, right? So I rent an apartment that is furnished. Is the furniture to my liking? Is it what I would buy? No, but it's doable. It's a mindset. I adjusted and I'm okay. So you have to start from scratch? No, you don't start from scratch because you rent furnished, okay? So when you rent furnished, it comes with your living room furniture, television, office furniture, beddings. What you're gonna buy is probably your sheets, your towels. My kitchen here had some things in it, and I did end up buying a few items for my kitchen. And again, I did not want to accumulate and recreate what my kitchen looked like at home, right? So, because in my mind, I'm downsizing. And my thing is, I embrace a minimalist type of lifestyle. I know ladies who ship their furniture, great. I know some. This lady said she was renting a furnished apartment, but she's moving to another apartment, and I'm like, is it furnished? She said no. So she's gonna have to buy all kind of stuff. To me, I'd rather use that money to travel. That's just me. I don't feel the need to have all the stuff that I had. And I don't want my kitchen, that's the kind of thing I said. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like my kitchen is starting to look like my kitchen at home. Because you know, when you're a cook, you need your gadgets, and there's a danger in that. Then I start saying, oh, I need an air fryer. Oh, I need this. Oh, I was thinking yesterday, am I gonna get a KitchenAid? You know, but no, I don't want to do all that baking again. Minimalist. I need to have enough to be comfortable, but not replicate what I had at home. Now I saw a program that, some Some people who are creators here are doing a lot of videos on different subdivisions and homes, and then one of them was like you walk in and there is a guard, reminds me of home. Then the homes kind of look like my home in Florida that I'm going to sell. I don't want all that. I don't want to have a pool that somebody's going to come and clean. I just divested myself of all that. And it's a personal decision, you guys. No one is going to tell you how you live your life. You decide how you're going to live your life. What's important to you and what you want. For me, that's why I don't have pets. I found a home for my pet because I don't want to be tied up. I want to be able to just get up and go and not have to worry. So I'm going to be doing a lot more travel. I'm using my money to travel, to see the world. I have my list, and that's what I want to do. And I don't feel the need to, explain to people. She's cooking red and black quinoa, yes. And I'm making a quinoa salad and then a pasta salad. Quinoa salad for my friend who is, she is gluten sensitive. I don't know what I was thinking when I was thinking pasta. It's like, no, you have to buy gluten-free pasta. And it's like, ooh, I don't want her to get sick. Yeah, I feel like I want to be free as I get older. But I'm not a nomad. I don't want to live out of a suitcase, going here, going there, and a month here, a month there, and not having a place to lay my head. I'm a homebody. I need that connection. I need to know that I have a home somewhere, however simple it is, but that's what I want. So I have a list. Next year, I want to go to Africa again. And I have an Asian trip I want to make that's going to take money and planning. I want to go to China. I want to go to South Korea. I want to go to Turkey. I want to go to Japan, Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand. I may be gone for a month or two, but I still like to come home. Minimalist. Oh my gosh. I have a couch. There was a desk for my computer. I have 2 bedrooms, so I don't need 2 bedrooms actually. I keep thinking, why do I have 2 bedrooms? I don't need 2, but that's what I have. And I had to buy a dining room because I do like to entertain a little bit, and I don't want people to have to just hang on to their plates all the time. And then those are conscious decisions that you make, right? But I'll tell you what I don't have. I don't have a china set. You know how you were at home and you had, what do they call this thing when you display all your stuff the china that you never use? It was something to be proud of, but that wasn't anything that I sold. I had a kind of antique looking china set and I put it in the ad. This lady drove 2 hours to come get it because she was into making tea parties, so it was perfect for her. It was like pink and gold. Yeah. So I got rid of that. And what else? Yeah, so I did buy a dining room set. So you do buy a few things, but just not recreating what you had at home. And I don't want to do that. So, but that's me. Not everybody, you don't need to agree with how I do it. You do you. Whatever makes you happy, you do it. But I don't want to feel, weighted down with things. Some people have pets. I had my little dog. It broke my heart. I found her a nice home. There was a lady who who had lost a similar dog. And it was funny how we met, connected. I mean, within hours, my dog had a new home. And some people would say, oh my God, you're heartless, you got another dog. Well, you know, I'm not criticizing you, and you can say whatever you want, but that was my decision. I did not want to have to worry about what to do with the dog. This lady friend, she felt lonely, so she got a dog from, I don't know, rescue? That dog had been so sick. This woman has been spending so much money on that dog. But you know, I'm happy for her that she has a companion. I just didn't want that. And that's part of being grown, isn't it? Is knowing what you want and what you don't want, and not worrying about what people think about your decision. It's your decision. I don't care what you think about it. You don't need to have an opinion about it, right? That's the way I feel about a lot of things. It's like, okay, it's your opinion. Let's move on. Yeah. I don't think we need to be criticizing people for their decisions. And it's the same thing about the video I just did. I'm a nurse, and I know I'm more comfortable talking about death than most people. But, you know, I think I've always been pragmatic like that. It's like, okay, this is it. What do we do now? Let's go. That's always been the way my mind works. I don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. You've heard that, right? That somebody would just wring their hands and it's like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, action. Okay, what looks better? Okay, let's go. That's always been, you know, how I roll. All right. It's a mindset. It is. You've never seen that kind. What kind? You mean the quinoa? Oh my gosh. You need to try it. You're going to find we have red quinoa, white quinoa, black quinoa, and then you have a multicolored, which is a mixture. Oh, it tastes really good and it looks good when it's cooked because you have a contrast. And remember, everything that is white has been kind of bleached. So if it's not white, it's probably healthier. White flour, white sugar. No bueno. Not good. Everything that is colorful is better. You'll see it when it comes out. It's almost, see, it's looking like this. And then I'm going to cover it now because I don't want it to be dry when it's, turn it down to 3. How do I keep misplacing this cover? Maggie. Okay. Because what you want with quinoa, I struggled with cooking quinoa in the beginning. You want it to come out plump, right? And when you're cooking quinoa, it needs a little bit less water than rice because rice is a 2-to-1 ratio, 2-part liquid, 1-part rice. But with the quinoa, you need a little bit less, maybe 1 3/4 or something. And then you get to know once you start using it, because just like rice, if you cook rice and it's really pasty, you put too much water in it. So. And some people, that's why they use the rice cookers, because it tells you how much to use. All right, so we got veggies. And then I'm going to put some spinach at the end. This is how the spinach comes in little bags. Not what you're used to. It comes in bunches like that. When I go to Medica, I can get 3 of those for $1 if I can find it. Spinach is not abundant. People don't use greens here in their diet. So you kind of have to look for it. If you go to Medica, you have to know the couple of people who may have it. This is not something you're going to see abundant, just like kale or what's the other one this lady was telling me? I said, have you decided about Panama? She said, I don't know. I keep looking for my green, rhubarb and all kind of things. I'm like, turnip green, you're gonna be looking. But once you know where to go, then you know. Okay? All right, let's check on those Brussels sprouts. Needs to go a little bit longer. All right. And then with the salad, I'm going to do a little green salad on the side. I bought some arugula. I bought some multicolored tomatoes. We grow these here, which is nice. We also grow strawberries, which is, I was really surprised because I'm from Florida. We do a lot of strawberries. And I was like, oh, good. I went up the mountain to Cerro Punta, which is outside of Boquete. And I was like at the foot of the mountains. Oh my God. If you come to Panama, you have got to go visit Cerro Punta. So when I came out there, and then when I went on one of those little farm thing, they had the strawberry shortcake. Oh, it was so good. Yes. Yeah, it was a little fattening, but hey, gotta live a little. Even I live a little. We don't just be healthy all the time. My problems now is that if I go crazy about anything, my stomach talks to me. So as you get older, all kinds of things start to creep up. Things you used to eat, you can't eat. Things you used to do, you can't do. You have to adjust. And that's why I said with the spinach, you got to take him off the stem. And I save the stems for my stock. But you do have to, and then you have to rinse them real good. And they don't cook quite as fast as the one we buy in the bag. And that's my tip for you today. If you're trying to be healthy, just try to eliminate pre-packaged food. Whatever it is, if it's pre-packaged, it's probably not healthy because they have to put stuff in it to make it last a long time, right? So get rid of pre-packaged food as much as you can. And then you're going to be doing a lot of good things for yourself. Fresh fruits, fresh veggies. If it's in a package, you're like, okay, can I make it myself? Can I recreate something similar? Yes. Because to preserve it, they have to put sugar and salt and other chemicals. Yep. And that's why when they say processed food is what's killing us, it's what's making us fat. Yep. So, action now, yes. Fax me a bowl. Yeah. There is also in Panama City, I don't know if I told you, if you take the metro like I do, metro is my favorite way to travel, but it's not accessible everywhere yet, so you kind of have to know where you're going. And once you step outside the metro, they usually have like a little market around the metro because they know when it's rush hour, people are going to be rushing to go to work. So in the morning, you're going to see little carts there with empanadas, coffee, hot chocolate, all kinds of empanadas. People would grab some. They have a fried bread called hojaldre. Oh my God, that is good. And you just grab one of those with a cup of coffee and you go. So you're going to find a lot of other things around the metro station. Fruits, vegetable, plantain, tomatoes, carrots. And so there is a little guy. He's an albino kid. He always has, not always, lately I went, he didn't have it. He'll have spinach in bunches. That's where I could get $3, $4. And he'll have culantro, and he has watercress. Believe it or not, watercress, berro in Spanish, is very abundant here. Alrighty. So we have our veggies. Let's cook the shrimp now. All right, one big red onion, nice. They have, and I think I'm going to put that in one of my videos. They had a telethon last night. I think it's going on today. Do you remember around the holiday we used to have Jerry Lewis type of telethon for kids with muscular dystrophy? Well, I found out yesterday they have something similar here. It's usually done during December. They say the third weekend in December, Friday and Saturday, or is it Saturday and Sunday? And they have an organization called Something 2030, and they raise money to help kids with physical disabilities. And this was my first time seeing the telethon. I didn't know anything about it. So like all these big companies here coming in with checks of $20, $30, $50,000 donations. And then of course they have, it's not like St. Jude, but it's kind of like it. And if a kid, I think the parents have to apply, and then they provide them the services, and just like St. Jude, where the parents stay to make sure the kid gets the services, because disability care, if you can imagine, in a place like Panama, which is a developing country, it's not where it should be, and some kids go without. And a lot of times they'll have a company, a big, places like Ray, and I haven't seen Reba Smith do any of that, but they'll have, they have like an arm that is like a foundation, and they provide assistance to families. So sometimes you're watching television, and I watch news all the time. And you're watching, and they would bring, somebody would tell them that this person is in need, and then they would bring the whole team, and they bring like a stove, and they bring a bed, they bring mattresses, and all kinds of things to those people. So, it's kind of nice. I'm still trying to find my way as to where we volunteer. And for the ladies, like this week, one of our ladies was collecting gifts for a community outside of Cologne, which was like an indigenous community. And I think they took backpacks for the kids. She said 130 of them. So that was very nice. There is one group of kids in a very at-risk community that I volunteer at, but you know what? For the holidays, it was like, nope, everybody's on holiday. So we haven't met in a few weeks, which I think is a travesty, because we could help these kids, do like a little Christmas party for them, and give them, because I bought a gift for a kid, but I don't know when I'll be able to give it to them, and Christmas is coming, so hopefully we'll get together and figure it out, because the needs are great, and I feel like as a foreigner, I need to wait and figure out the best way to help, because what you don't want to come across as the savior mentality. You heard people say that. We're coming to save you, show you how to do it. And people don't appreciate that, you know? So that's why I keep telling people, I said, wait, just don't be in a rush. You may have good intention, but if you don't do it right, you're going to mess it up for the rest of us, right? Because you're going to come across as that you want to save them and you know how to do it. Let me show you how to do it. Who asked you? No. So wait. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I found the Red Cross, Cruz Roja. So I'm going to check it out as a nurse, maybe I'll say, okay, if you have like an emergency, because we've had a few fires in the city. Yes. And, I was like, if you can, maybe you can use, some help. I also saw on television, I think a lot of things that I learn on TV. Because there is a TV station here, TVN, they're very community oriented. They have also another station for Chiriquí, where they really tell you what's happening in those communities. And it's kind of nice to listen and see where you might be able to assist. So I'm going to check the Red Cross, and then we're going to see. And I found there's a place where they do like an adult daycare type thing, because Panama has an issue with older people not having a lot to do and not being cared for. It's been in the news, and the people, you see them, like if you go to any community in Panama, they have like little square, and well, they have like a tree, and not a tree, what do you call that? Yes, it looks like a square. They have benches, and it's like usually in the center of the city. If you go to any little community in Panama, and when you go there, you see a bunch of older people just sitting there. So to me, it means like they don't have a whole lot to do. And because, I'm a gerontologist, I study aging, and I'm aging. Now, that's not happening to me because I am active. I craft my life to stay active, right? And so I'm going to put the shrimp in there. And depression can start when people feel like they don't have any purpose, right? And that's why adult daycare centers, were very prominent in the U.S., but they cost money. And in the U.S., when you take your loved one for someone to watch them, so to speak, it costs you money. And no insurance company or Medicare is paying for any of that, okay? So that becomes a burden on the family as well. And it's no different here, because if the kids have to go to work, where does grandma or grandpa go? Unless you have somebody in the house to keep an eye on them. So I saw this place where they are starting to do some programs for the older folks to keep them engaged, play cards, music, sing along. And I'm like, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Because, if I have some time, it's a good way for me to spend my time just interacting with seniors. I have a bottle of dark soy sauce. Sometimes I put a little bit, but keeping in mind that it is salty, so I have to be careful, but I don't use a lot of it. Alrighty. A little bit of adobo. There is salt in here too, so better be careful. Oh, my slap your mama is almost done. Oh my goodness. But I can't find this at Reba Smith, so I can buy that. And you know I use the same spices all the time. You guys know that. Once I found the combination that works for me, I just stick to it. Then I don't have to worry about anything else. So what's missing here, you guys? Nice spinach. So what do you think is missing in this? And I was able to find some fresh cilantro this week. So you see my shrimp is almost done because look at that. See how pretty and pink it is? So that means you don't want to, oh, okay. I think my my Brussels sprouts good. So I turn the oven off. You need acid, right? When you are ready to squeeze your lemon or lime, just roll it and you're releasing the juices so that when you squeeze it, it's gonna be a lot juicier. All right. Somebody was interviewing this girl from Peru today. Oh, Picky Girl Travels the World. She interviewed this girl who lives in Peru. And I tried to hook up with her when I was there, but I couldn't. And she talked about, you know, how much she loves Peru. She talked about the food like I do. It was interesting. All right, let's see. Sorry, don't hate. I gotta taste it. All right. So, this is ready. I think I'm gonna use, okay, I need to boil my pasta, which is gonna take very little time. This is going to be done in like 2 minutes. Quinoa. See how good it looks, how puffed up it got, but it needs to cook a little bit longer. The other thing I have for my my pasta salad is my marinara. What happened to me, I forgot to take the marinara out last night to throw it out. So this morning I had to sit it in a bed of hot water, but I think I have enough. And my marinara has some spinach in it too. So, you know, I think I showed you how I make marinara before with the white wine. Yep. All right. The other thing I need to do is to cook my my veggies, but I can't cook them with the shrimp because I don't want to overcook the shrimp. See, that's what the thing is when you are cooking. You have to keep everything in mind, right? So I'm going to cook the veggies and have everything ready so that I can just bring it together. A little bit more onions. That was a big onion. Any other questions, you guys? We don't have spice. Slap your mama. Yes, you can find it. It's a Cajun. spice, and it's got only a few things in it. It's very natural. Any Cajun spice. If you can't find Slap Your Mama, when you go, I know in Walmart they had Cajun spices. Oh, I'm going home next month. I can't wait to get all the stuff. You know, things like a nice bra. There's some workout shorts that I have. I can't find them here. The hair that they have here for my braids, it's just not the same quality. You know, all kinds of little things. I've been looking for like an electric broom because I have a lot of tiles here. And you know, when you're sweeping, it's just not the same. You know, you can't sweep all your hair back in. So, yeah. You know I'm crazy about garlic, so always pressing garlic. I miss my garlic presser, my plantain presser, all this stuff. You know, I do have a whole bag at my cousin's in her garage because last year when I was going to South Africa, I thought, you know, my clothes and some of the stuff, I'm not going to use them. And I gave away a lot of clothing here. Now I wish I hadn't, but oh well. We're not attached to stuff, are we? Nope. All right. And then we're going to make a quick little salad because I already have some dressings. So I'm going to toss them in and just have a little bit of salad on the side. And the veggies are so easy to just season lightly and bring them in. So I think tomorrow, usually I record on Mondays for my videos. That video last week, I don't know why, it just came to me to talk about planning, I don't know, just say death, it sounds so morbid, but you know, the end, whatever you're comfortable calling it. Yes, we are living longer, but we have no guarantees, right? So that's why you always live with eternity in mind, that it can happen to you at any time. Make peace with whoever you need to make peace with. Don't hold a grudge. Holding a grudge is not healthy. All right, I'm gonna put all the peppers in. I only had a little bit of red, which is fine. And again, I don't like my veggies to be overcooked. You want them to be soft, but not overcooked. And you have to be fast because peppers don't take a long time. Oh yeah, the Brussels sprouts look perfect. A little bit of spices. Slap Your Mama is done. Paprika, I always have plenty of that. Peppers. A little bit of lemon juice. So I also make biscotti for the holidays. Maggie, it was a hard but important video. Oh, thank you. Would you choose Panama over places like Ecuador? I haven't been to Ecuador. So they look kind of, they sound similar to me. The difference, and I tell people that about Panama, is that Panama is more colorful in terms of the people who are here. Because we have such a high percentage of Caribbean people, brown people. That's what's different, I think. The food sounds similar, the weather sounds similar, and they do have mountains and stuff like Panama has, but they don't. I don't think you feel the same. You would, like I said, I haven't been, so I can't speak to that. But I know the people who live there love it. And one of our ladies was talking about, violence and the cartel and stuff over there. It's here too. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you can't be running, from everything, because you're gonna find it wherever you go. But all right, I'm putting the maybe I'm not gonna put all the spinach in here. I think it would overwhelm the dish. Let's just keep this much in here. Now for my pasta, I am putting a little bit of marinara in it, okay? So we will do probably the quinoa salad first. For whoever asked about the quinoa, this is what it looks like. Okay? Now some people put cranberries, dry cranberries in it. I don't have cranberries, but it would be a nice addition. Plus it's sweet. Not everybody likes to have sweet in their stuff. I'm telling you. Alright, I think my water is boiling. I think I'm only doing 2 packs just because I don't want a lot of carbs here for me to eat. But the quinoa, I love. You want to keep all your colors. Don't overcook your veggies. Major pet peeve, okay? I'm going to turn this down. All right. Like I said, my pasta is just going to take a minute or 2, and I don't want it to overcook either, okay? All right, so let's see. We're gonna get a couple of bowls and mix in the bowls. That way, all right, I have this pretty bowl. I bought this here. I like it. So, yeah, plastic. All right, we're gonna do the quinoa in here. All right, you are good to go, my dear. Turn this off. All right, let's put the quinoa in here. Ideally, you let it cool a little bit, okay? Because that's really warm, and I don't want it to keep cooking, you know, the shrimp and other things. So, you know what? I'm gonna put it in the freezer for like 2 minutes to cool it off. In the meantime, all right, I'm gonna take some of the veggies and save for the quinoa. But this is gonna be for the pasta. So I'm gonna put a little bit of my marinara sauce in here. This is a loaded marinara because it's got some spinach in here. All right. I'm gonna put some cold water in my pasta, and so it stops the cooking process, and then drain it. Ooh, draining. So, cold water. So if you buy this little lo mein and you want to cook something really fast, I mean, if you guys can go back and look at my videos, you can find the marinara recipe. But if you want me to make it again, I don't mind, because I always have marinara here in my freezer. And I give it to friends too. There's one lady who likes it, so I make it for her. But I do have some Parmesan cheese. I don't eat cheese usually, but for this one, when I'm plating it, I'm gonna put a little bit of Parmesan cheese. All right, some shrimp. But if you prefer, you can use regular pasta. I just prefer these. I like the taste. All right, let's taste. got enough acid. Just need to dry up just a tad. All right, I think I need to get the quinoa out. Okay. Quinoa is ready. So with the pasta, you just need to, oh, I have some basil. We're going to decorate with some fresh basil. It's done. All right. So let's get the quinoa. You know, it's like every week they come up with a different song thing on TikTok and everybody's dancing to it. Now this thing is in my head. Look how pretty. Okay, shrimp. Well, I hope she eats shrimp, that she's not allergic. Okay, I'm not putting any other juice, even though the juice is yummy, but it's a salad, so I don't need any liquid in that. This is your roasted. Ooh, that looks so good. Do you like roasted Brussels sprouts? I absolutely adore roasted Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna put some in there. Ooh. Now, how healthy is this, you guys? How healthy is this quinoa salad? Like I said, you can put cranberries, but I don't know that I would want something sweet in this. Okay? So we can plate now. Okay, I think this is gonna be the perfect. Well, no, maybe the clear one. I have a clear dish, and that's another thing. Like I said, I don't have a set, so I have a bunch of mismatched plates and bowls. So let's take the quinoa in here. Imagine somebody gifting you a bowl of quinoa salad. Say thank you, okay? Because quinoa is full of proteins and vitamins, and it's a superfood. And it was funny, I was talking to a Peruvian. He's like, well, yeah, all of a sudden you people are talking about quinoa. It's a superfood. We've had quinoa here all along. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, why you call it a superfood? I said, well, you know, we're discovering things. He said, we've had quinoa here all along. It's in abundance. It grows here. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, where are the? Yeah, okay. Maybe a couple more. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's see how we're gonna decorate this. You can put, maybe I'll put some rosemary and some cilantro. But this is when you are serving, right? You don't need to, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's just my obsession with when you're serving food, you're supposed to make it look pretty. Okay? So this is the quinoa salad. And then our pasta, we were going to do the quick salad, I forgot. We'll do the salad in this one. But this is my pretty blue plate. Okay. Okay. Oh, that looks so cute. All right. Remember, you eat healthy, so whatever is good for you, and Brussels sprouts are good for you. I hear people say, ew. You know what? Until you learn to cook Brussels sprout the correct way, you may not like it, but it's really good when it's roasted like this. Okay. And we are going to basil. Where's my basil? Basil. Remember that that dish that I showed you, that soup that I drank in Peru, that was green, and I thought it was basil. And I tried to recreate it, even though the soup was good, but it wasn't as green. And I'm like, you know what? If it's gonna take that much basil, I don't want to do it. Because too much of anything, no bueno. And I need to find out if I can make tea out of basil. Because I love the fragrance. It smells so good. Oh, there it is. I got a nice one. Invest in crypto. Oh. All right, guys. Okay. Here is the pasta. Oh, my God. Okay. It's good. All right. Let's do a really simple salad. I'll tell you. And then I'm still gonna have a lot of food here. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of arugula. I love arugula. Actually, I like arugula better than I like watercress. Even though I grew up with watercress, but it's like, all right. I still like to rinse them, even though they come out of this. I don't know. I just don't trust these. You see them showing you roaches in the salad and all kinds of craziness. So I usually have them. I cut them in half. I've never seen this color of tomatoes before. Did you know that in Peru they have 4,000 species of potatoes? OMG. And 11 types of avocados. And corn, they have varieties too. But they have a big fat corn they call, oh, I forgot. Oh, what do they call it again? And I had it. You have it with this. They give it to you with cheese, and you just they boiled. It's like big kernel, white type of corn. Chocolate. Oh my gosh, I forgot. That's terrible. And they called avocado something different. They don't call it aguacate. And I was like, that's why when somebody says they speak Spanish, and I'm like, what kind of Spanish? Where did you learn it? Because it depends on, finally I need to get another peeler. I've had this peeler for so long and I've been in love with it, but now it's run its course. It says, Mama, I am tired. It's time for a new one. So I will get another one. So I'm going to do the cucumber we call pepino here. So, yeah, I don't want it just slices. Yep, pepino. Pimiento is peppers. I think that's probably good. Pepino. Okay. You don't need a lot to have a simple salad. And then I have my homemade. Oh, come on, Maggie. I thought you had dressing. Okay. It's getting low, so we're gonna add some olive oil and a little bit of red wine vinegar. You can do this. Au naturel. Very, very simple and easy. Then we're gonna shake. We're gonna taste and adjust. Little salt. And we're ready. Okay? I'll put a little bit of the dressing, not too much. Okay? So if you're in a restaurant, you're probably gonna have your salad in a separate dish. But here, just to show you, we're not gonna put the salad in the quinoa salad. But here you could put a little bit of this next to this one. This is what I ended up when I tried to get some ice what do they call that? The tones for ice. I couldn't find that either. So when I tell you there are things that you can't find here, I'm serious. Okay. Voila, voila, voila. We are done. Pasta salad with a side of arugula. And then in your pasta salad, you have some roasted Brussels sprouts. You decorate with basil. And okay. Then we have our quinoa salad. I kind of feel it needs to be more elevated. It needs to give me a dome shape. Yeah, a little bit elevated. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Wasn't that fun? Yeah, this is why I say cooking is my happy place. You know, I don't get down a lot, but once I get in the kitchen, I'm good. Thank you guys. Any questions? First time watching me. Oh, Frost Talk. What? Frost Fox. Wow. That's a tongue twister. Thank you so much for watching. Well, on Sundays, we just cook something fun. Next week, like I said, we're going to make arroz with grandu. I'll make a little bit of that potato salad. Maybe I can find someone to give it to. The only thing we're not going to do is the meat. I'm not cooking pork. I'm not buying a whole leg of pork to cook it. It's just too much, too much. Let's see, what could I do? I could do some meatballs, which has nothing to do with Panamanian holiday, because I think I've seen meatballs at Ray. Ray has a hot section that they make food for people at lunchtime, and I have seen meatballs, and they make some mashed potatoes sometimes. But then the drink, sorrel, I would make sorrel, but it just takes too much sugar to season it, and I don't want to drink that much sugar. It's not good for me. Do you watch Hell's Kitchen? I think in the US I did, but I was more of a Bobby Flay, one of those kind of chefs. I used to like watch I forgot what they call them, when you'd have those competitions. I used to watch some of those, but the package that I have here doesn't have those channels, and that's okay. I don't watch that much TV. I like to watch the news so I know what's going on, and it helps, my Spanish, keep my Spanish. But yeah, I'm not a TV watcher. I'd rather, get on the metro and go and explore. Thank you, you guys. If you don't have any questions, I will click off. And I hope you have a beautiful week, a beautiful day. My friend's coming, and then after that, we're going to be heading out to see some of the parade. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I certainly want to watch. Some of the ladies want to go, so we're just going to go for a little bit. I always leave early. Wherever I go, I'm like, okay, enjoy. I'm out. I'm a homebody. I love to be here in my own house. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and for spending the day. And then next week also, we're going to talk about what we are thankful for. As you finish a year, if you remember how you started, right? You don't know. And you can kind of look back and see all the things you've been through and where you were, where you are now. Yeah, if we practice a heart of thankfulness, it's healthy for you to be thankful, regardless of what happened. Choose to hang on to the things that you are thankful for, and it's going to make your life a lot easier, a lot better. You watch your replay. Okay, Latonya, you were late. That's okay. No worries. We made a pasta salad, and we made a quinoa salad for my guest who's coming. All right, guys. I will see you next week. God bless. Mwah.